Ladies and gentlemen, one of these racers is about to win it all. Welcome to the Ultimate Finals, and we are going to jump right into it with our first group, which has the Viper, Way Too Fast, Pocket Bikester, and Horseplay. These four fought tooth and nail to get to this point, and now two of them are going to move on to the last round of this entire tournament. Let's see who they will be. Right now it is Horseplay and the Pocket Bikester out near the front, while Way Too Fast and Viper, actually, are fighting in the back. Right now, Pocket Bikester is trying to catch up to Horseplay as they go around that turn. He bumps into the back of him, but doesn't quite catch him. Horseplay is still out in front. And now they're heading into the final turn, leading into that infamous jump of this entire tournament. Horseplay handles it pretty well, and Pocket Bikester actually does a bit of a nose manual. A good little skateboarding term for you skateboarding fans out there. Meanwhile, Way Too Fast and Viper finish in 3rd and 4th, respectively. Yeah, I didn't see too many racers in this tournament slide on the front of their car going after that jump. That is definitely a little bit of a style point for them. And they finish with a 17.62. Ladies and gentlemen, according to my notes, while the Batmobile is no longer in this tournament, they still have the record for the fastest time throughout this entire tournament, with about a 15.6692, I believe. If you want to go back and see that glorious display of speed, I believe that was done on the 3rd day of the tournament. We're back into this race right now. It is Way Too Fast who was actually out in front this time around. And it looks like that might actually be Viper right behind him. Each pair has swapped positions, and now it is Viper bumping into Way Too Fast going around that turn. Horseplay is trying to catch up, and actually manages to catch up to Viper after he slides sideways, but Way Too Fast now has a much bigger lead. And they go into that jump. Almost a beautiful landing, starts spinning sideways and facing backwards. The other three racers try to catch him, unable to do so. It almost looks like each racer's position has flipped between these two races. And we're going to see how that affects the scores. Yeah, I will say that jump has been a massive game changer for this entire tournament. Some racers start off really well, but once they get to that jump, they start falling behind. Here we go into heat number 3. And they are off. Right now it is Viper and Way Too Fast out in front. And what? Oh, wait a minute! Out of nowhere, Horseplay just loses a lot of speed. What happened there? They are now way far behind compared to the other three, who are practically right next to each other. Right now it is Viper out in front, with the Pocket Bikester bumping into him, and then Way Too Fast trying to push past both of them. And Viper somehow manages to block both red racers. And now he's getting a slightly bigger lead as the race progresses. They go around that last turn, heading into the jump, and they stay relatively close to the ground, and they stay straight, keeping off of the walls. A very clean finish. Meanwhile, Pocket Bikester wasn't so lucky, finishing upside down. I'm not entirely sure if he finished 2nd or 3rd. We're going to have to double check that. And while I'm thinking about it, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard your comments, and I believe many people have been saying how the way each racer starts at the beginning of the race isn't always consistent, or fair in some cases. While that hasn't been implemented until this video, it's going to be further implemented, as far as I know, for future tournaments, should races start out that way again. Thank you for your pointers. But now we have one race left. Right now, the Pocket Bikester has 7. The Viper has 9. The Way Too Fast also has 9. And the Horseplay has 8. It is very much still anyone's game, but the Pocket Bikester has some work to do if they want to stay in this tournament, because right now, they are towards the back in 3rd. So they definitely need to keep it going. And the Viper currently has the lead. They go into that last turn, they go up the hill, and go completely off the track. This could be the opening that the Pocket Bikester needed, as they now finish in 1st and Way Too Fast finishes in 2nd. Both blue racers do not finish, as the Horseplay winds up upside down. Yet another example of that one jump changing absolutely everything. And they didn't just go off the track, they flew off practically. They were practically up against the wall back there. Something about the way they hit the edge on the way down caused them to flip and go way off track. But the two red racers are the only ones that finished. And it really helps as they, as a result, will be the ones to move on to the last round. So here we go for the second group now. The Cadillac CM, the Mustang, the Paradox, and the Chevelle. Here we go. The Chevelle and the Paradox are out in front right now, but look at this. The Mustang is pushing the Chevelle forward, and now he's in second. Right now it is very close between the Chevelle and the Mustang. However, the Paradox is not too far behind. And now the Chevelle is pulling away, but the Paradox is trying to find his way around the Mustang, so far unable to do so. But the Chevelle is going around the last turn, and here comes the Mustang out of nowhere trying to catch him. They both go airborne, and the Chevelle goes off track, allowing Paradox to finish in second. And the Cadillac CN might have just gotten a break with that, and they now finish in third as a result. We're in the Ultimate Finals, and we've already seen two people fly off the track at least once. I don't even know if they hit the railing on the way down, but they definitely hit the post after getting to ground level. That might have been a little extra painful, actually. You can't quite see them flying off the track from this angle, but I assure you, it was brutal. Finishing with a 17.1, they still got to pick up the pace a little bit. But for now, the Mustang has a lead in points, a very advantageous position at this point in time. You just need to be in the top two to move on to the last round, but once you get there, there's only one winner. But as we begin the second race, three of our races are right next to each other, and now it is the Chevelle out in front again, but this time the Paradox starts off in second. And now he's trying to close that gap going around that turn. So far, it's been getting actually bigger. But now the Chevelle spins sideways, and the Paradox is trying to get past him, but the Chevelle has been causing a traffic jam. And now all four of them are relatively close together. The Cadillac is starting to fall behind slightly, but no one is even moving that fast anymore. And they all stay on the track as a result, thankfully. And the Paradox blocks the Mustang from passing him. Another sweep denied. We have gone through this entire tournament without any undefeated racers. None of them even got into the Grand Finals, much less the Ultimate Finals. And now let's see how these positions change everything. The Mustang still has the lead in points, but now that gap has gotten much smaller. Because they have 7, but now that the Chevelle stayed on the track and finished in first, they now have 5. The Paradox has 6, and the Cadillac has 3. Into race number 3 now. The Mustang now starts off with the lead, but the Chevelle is bumping into him. Will this affect them going around the turn? So far, no. The Mustang actually has a slightly bigger lead, and both of them are fishtailing off the walls a little bit right now, allowing the other racers to catch up. Here comes the Cadillac, passing the Chevelle, now trying to do the same with the Mustang. But that turn prevented it from happening. They both go airborne, and the Mustang holds on to the lead, finishing in first yet again. And somehow the Chevelle, despite staying on the track and staying on their wheels, still did not finish in that race. We'll have to see what happened, because it looked like they still had a lot of speed for the most part. But it looks like their little bout with the Paradox caused them to bounce off the wall and lose a bunch of speed. That pretty much dashes their chances of moving on to the last round. Meanwhile, the Paradox now has 8 points. The Cadillac has 6, the Mustang has 12, and the Chevelle has 5, so things are definitely leaning in the favor of the Mustang and the Paradox. The Paradox, speaking of which, is currently holding the lead, and it looks like they might be able to hold on to it, but here comes the Chevelle, trying to pass them, but ends up bumping into the back of them. The momentum has shifted slightly, but now the Chevelle is making another attempt, once again unsuccessful. They both go airborne. The Paradox has a slightly cleaner landing, and they win that race. The Chevelle does finish in second. I don't think it's going to be enough to move on, however. A couple beautiful moments in the air for those two. The Mustang wasn't quite as smooth in terms of flying, but they did get back on the track and keep going. Let's see who moves on. It's the Paradox and the Mustang. We now have the final group of this entire tournament. one of the 4 racers you see on screen right now is about to win it all. No one has beaten the Batmobile's fastest time yet. But one of these 4 could possibly do it. Even if they don't, one of them is about to take home the title. And right now it is way too fast out in front. And he managed to block the other 3, causing them to lose some speed and push him forward. But it looks like it also cost him a bit of speed, and no one is moving supremely fast right now. They are going downhill, which allows them to pick up some speed at the moment. And now the Paradox, going backwards, actually manages to use the momentum shift to his advantage and take the lead going into the jump. And now they are driving towards the finish line, looking at their opponents in the eye. And they managed to take the first win. So now the one in favor to win the entire tournament is the Paradox. Granted, as we've seen, anything can happen still. So hold on to your hats. You notice that big slowdown near the beginning caused them to finish with a 19.67. I am not sure what caused the Batmobile to get such a fast time way back in day 3. But no one, not even the Batmobile themselves, were ever able to replicate it. But here we go into the second race. Right now the Paradox has the lead in points. Will they be able to hold on to that? So far they are actually starting in the back of the pack, while the Pocket Bikester takes a decent sized lead. So far he's doing relatively well. This will help him in case they get a rough landing going off that jump at the bottom. And so far they are staying pretty straight, bouncing off the walls only a little bit every once in a while. They go into the air and way off the track. It looked like they might have nicked the side on the way down, but that was not pleasant. Meanwhile, the Paradox also rolled over, but they managed to get back on their wheels, keep going, and finish in first yet again. And here comes Way Too Fast finishing in second. And what happened to the Pocket Bikester? Oh no, wait, the Mustang finished in third. Was it the Pocket Bikester that flew off? There's just so much going on, I keep losing track of what's happening when. But it was the Pocket Bikester that flew off. It was definitely a beautiful jump, but an ugly landing. Let's see what happened to the Paradox though, because they did spin around, also balancing on their nose for just a moment, but they somehow managed to roll over back onto their wheels and cross the finish line first. And here comes the Mustang. I don't know if this will help them at this point, but every little bit does help. So maybe they can pull off a surprise that we just don't see coming. But they will need to pick up the pace. Because right now the Paradox has 2 wins under their name in this group, the last group of this tournament, and they just need 1 more win to secure the overall victory. So here we go. This race right here could be the one to decide it all if the Paradox finishes in first. So far it looks like they might be starting near the back again. This is looking a little familiar now as the Pocket Bikester is right out in front. But as we've seen many times over throughout this entire tournament, just because you start out in front does not mean you'll finish that way. In fact, sometimes you don't finish, and it's all thanks to that one jump. He's hoping to go over it this time a little bit smoother, and it was a very nice landing. They did flip around, but they do finish in first. And the Mustang in second. And where is the Paradox? The Paradox will finish in fourth if they finish at all, because the Way Too Fast finished in third, and the Paradox does at least finish, but finishing in fourth may just dash all their chances, if not greatly diminish them. They just needed 1 more first place finish, but finishing in fourth might make all the difference. They managed to actually flip backwards as they were going over that hill. So at least they show some good signs of control. And the Pocket Bikester definitely needed that win after not finishing in the previous race. But the question is, what position will that put them in overall points? The Paradox now has 11. The Mustang has 6. Let's see what the other two have. Yeah, the Mustang has 6, the Pocket Bikester has 7, and the Way Too Fast has 8. So the Paradox still has the lead in points. They just need to do well here, and they could win it all. And right now they are out in front. They just need to finish in front of the other 3. This race is going to decide everything for this entire tournament. It's all leading up to this. And right now, the Paradox is right in front of the Pocket Bikester, who's trying to push his way past him. Could not quite do it. The Paradox has a clean jump over the hill, and the Paradox will be your overall winner. A champion has been crowned. Ladies and gentlemen, valiant effort by all racers, but the Paradox comes out on top, and the Way Too Fast, unfortunately, does not finish on the last race of this tournament. But now we have a winner crowned, and we will see who will win a prize as a result. A 17.33 to finish everything off. Not bad at all. But there you go, the Paradox is your overall champion of the Widowmaker tournament. Congratulations to Ryan Fisher 7233 and Vapor Diecast Racing for picking the winner. Your prize can be redeemed by contacting us at Facebook, and thank you all for participating. And thank you all for watching. See you for the next tournament.